Oh, hi everybody. God, it's a beautiful day. These are my pear trees. This is the first year they are loaded with pears. Loaded. Let's take a look at this. See all these pears. All of them everywhere. Love it. I love the idea. I'm so happy we planted this tree, and look at all those little tiny baby pears. Yeah, so this is the day that nobody likes, but all of us that grow fruit have to go through, and that is the thinning of the pear. So it could be thinning of the pear, cherry, apple, plum, peach, which is mostly what I have to do. But I just wanted to show you, so on every group of blooms, pears tend to grow in clumps, right? So on this little clump here, sorry I'm getting in and out of focus here, I have almost all of them seem to have fertilized. We cut the hell out of this late this year. Instead of winter, we cut them down in early spring. I mean, a bunch of pruning, and we thought it was going to really damage the trees. It obviously didn't, but you can see I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 there. I've got 1, 2 here, 1, 2, 3 here, 4, 5, geez, 6, 7, 8, 9. I probably have 50 pears on this limb. Last year I cut it there. Two years ago we cut it there. I think this is last year's growth and then this year's growth. It grows, the fruit grows on 2-year-old wood, I believe. But the problem is, like this skinny little branch here that's half the size of my pinky, that has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 15 pears on it. It's going to break if I leave all the pears on there, right? So I got to remove some of them. And that, my friend, is the hard part. So the Oregon State University suggests that per clump, per bundle, and here I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, not counting this here, but this one, that I leave 1. If I clip them or take them off early, it'll put more time and energy into the fruit. So do I want to do what I'm going to do too? Mr. Old School wants me to leave them all, but then we're going to get all these tiny little pears and none of them are going to be good. So what I want to do is look at the best of the bunch here, right? This one is obviously the biggest, so I'm leaving that for sure. So I have to look at these other 3 here and just decide which looks best. And you know what? I can't figure it out. So what I'm going to do is say, this is by far the best. I'm going to say this is the second best simply because it's attached here lower. These 2 are higher, so if they pull down, they could damage that fruit. So I'm just going to... You can use a clipper. Maybe I'm going to have to. Drop it, 1. Probably should do that so I don't break any of the good ones. 2. So now I'm down to 2. So I've got a secondary bunch here. But because this branch is so skinny and now I've got 2 down here, I think I'm going to leave this big one, right? I mean, don't you think? Leave that big one. But I'm not going to leave 2. I'm going to remove these 2. Just don't tell Mr. Old School. Because I want to have some good fruit. So 1. So I'm 1, 2, 3. And then if I go further up the same branch, I've got 1 right here. It's a loner. I'm going to leave that one alone. And then on this little spur, Looks like a dog's dew claw. Not going to be able to hold a lot of weight. I've got 2. What do I have below it? Oh, the spur has none. So what I'm going to do is take the top one off because it's kind of in the way to me. Hi. So I've got one there. I'm going to look at this big, huge branch with all these gazillions on it. Alright, so here at the end we've got 5. Again, I've got one clear standout, right? That one's obviously the biggest. And I've got one kind of hiding here below. And I've got these 3 up here. And they're not quite as nice looking as this one or that one. So I've got from 5, I'm going to go to 2. So I'm just going to 2, 3. So now I've just got those 2. Anyway, I could go all day with this, right? I've got 3 here. It's too much because I've got 2 over here. 2 little spurs, but on these spurs, I'm only gonna leave 1. I hope he doesn't watch this video. He's gonna kill me. Take that one off and leave 1 here. So 1 spur, 1 spur. And again, just continuing down. It's another little spur, which is the best one. Probably the one that's, oh, see, that's what I get for not paying attention. I just took the whole thing off. Anyway, you get the idea. I better use 2 hands or I'm going to get in big trouble. But there, I mean, can you see all these guys? Look at that. They're just everywhere. So pleased. So pleased about that. So anyway, I got to thin that tree. Got to thin that tree. Let's go look at the other fruit trees. So I've got a couple big apples here. These just do so well. We also prune the hell out of these. And you can see lots of fertilized fruit here. I'm going to need to thin these down to 1 or 2 a bunch. This one's obviously, I don't know if you can see that actually, but it's damaged. So go ahead and pop that one off. Let's see, can you see that? I got a new camera. Sorry, I'm figuring out how to get the damn thing to focus. Anyway, so I'm going to need to come through and thin these out. Our cherry, or our peaches. Skinny little branch, lots of peaches. I'm going to need to come through and remove these little tiny baby ones. Do a bunch of those. And then my favorite tree right now, I think, is my plum. This one did not respond that well to all the pruning. I mean, it did. It's nice and green, had tons and tons of flowers over it, but we don't have a killer crop of plums. See, that's a little baby plum. It might just be a little too early days, but it looks like that was a branch on a plum and it's already dropped. So I'm going to have to go through this tree and just take my time and go around and see if I even need to do any thinning. This might be a bad plum year. Well, I see some here and there. Anyway, get out, thin your trees. It's not too late, but you want to do it before the branches start breaking. And that's why I'm out here now. We're about a month behind the central U.S. and the East Coast. So you guys are probably eating fruit while I'm still thinning babies. Anyway, let me know if you have any questions. I'm going to get to thinning and crying while I thin. So hope you're having a great day, and we'll see you later.